3, 4, 2, 1, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. It's...
Oh, cool.
Okay, hi everybody. How are we doing? As promised, this morning, I am having the pleasure to being joined by two people today. It is Aunt BB and, of course, Ben, aka
Hello.
Cave Crusher. Hello.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
Saturday, May 13th, 2023. Just so that we have a date on this.
Oh, yep.
And as you can see, I've got my name there, Barbara's name there, and the one guy who is still in academia and trying to make something with his life, he is going by the name Cave Crusher.
Yeah.
Wise decision, I think, these days.
But he's on camera.
I'm on camera.
We'll call him Ben. Ben is you are pursuing a master's degree,
Yes.
and you are in Manchester.
Where
are you?
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Yeah, let's
AI.
Are you
give all
are you going to Cambridge? Are you attending Cambridge University?
No, the lower one, the peasant one, Anglo-Ruskin. Yeah, Anglo-Ruskin University. Yeah.
Good for you.
Is that a private school or a public school? It's public.
No,
isn't it?
it's public. Yeah.
Yeah, it's public. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not Cambridge. University of Cambridge. That's the elite one. They separate us from them.
But Cambridge University is in Cambridge.
Yeah, it's in Cambridge.
Okay.
I
don't know much about higher education stuff. So just so you know, I was having a conversation with joking earlier. Not about the Jews.
No.
No, we were joking about the fact that Ben left a comment on my game channel, and he said, "Oh, my youngest used to play Far Cry 5," and I was like, "Your youngest?" And I was remembering, look at him. The last time I saw him was a year ago. He's like 13 now. He was 12 then. I was like, how many fucking kids do you have, man? Your youngest. But apparently that's a thing in Britain, or it's a cultural thing. You mean your youngest brother.
Yeah, that's right. Youngest brother.
When you say your youngest over here in the South, that means your youngest kid.
Youngest kid.
So youngest of your youngins. Your youngins.
Your youngins, my youngins. I wanted to bring up something other than the Jews. No, I wanted to bring up something. We talked about in my video today. We talked about just some good resources out there for people, and Ben and his Substack is certainly one of them. Yeah. I also mentioned Children's Health Defense and of course Dr. Meryl Nass.
So you said doesn't like you.
What? Huh?
In the video, you said Meryl Nass doesn't like you.
She doesn't. No. Well, if it was Meryl Nass who left a comment, and I was talking about something about RFK Jr., which it seems now it was because she's a big fan.
She's a big fan.
Oh yeah.
So I thought at first maybe it was someone pretending to be Meryl Nass, but it wasn't. It was her.
Oh no.
Oh, on your blog?
Oh yeah. I did it when I did a thing on RFK Jr., exposing RFK Jr. She came out of nowhere.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Ben likes me. I'm batting 500.
He's my daily radio every morning.
Well, I'm only betting 300 because 333 because I don't think RFK Jr. likes me either. So I got. That's all right. It doesn't matter.
Well, you're better. Nobody likes me. Everybody blocks me.
They run away from BB. I think they're relaxed when I'm not around.
I can blame it on BB. I can say BB. The reason Dr. Meryl Nash doesn't like me is because of Aunt BB. But I wanted to ask you about something, and I'm not sharing the screen on this. I'm just going to minimize this. This is an article I pointed to today that you wrote on the 8th, or you posted it on the 8th.
Yeah.
And it brings up an interesting topic to discuss. Yeah. And that was this rant here that you put out there and said, I want to get something off my chest. How brainwashed people can't tell the difference between political philosophy and spectrums in the fake divide of political centrism. So I want to read a little bit of this. This is the opening paragraph / sentence. Jesus. And maybe give you a chance to address it and see where you're going with this.
Sure.
Because I think it's fascinating to discuss.
Yes.
It starts off like this: is the real epidemic disease of poverty laced with corruption, and this is the real epidemic disease of poverty laced with corruption. It needs to be eradicated once and for all. It is beyond frustrating that dumbed down sheeple can't tell the difference between political philosophy and political spectrums the way they can't tell the differences between ethnicity and race through ignorance.
Yeah.
Liberal, or you might need to explain the differences between ethnicity and race in a second. Just make a note of that. We'll get back to that. Okay. Liberal, or liberalism, as I have explained, is a political philosophy where third-way centrism is also intertwined in this philosophy. It has nothing to do with the left or leftists, the evil leftists, in other words. The philosophy of liberalism means open, like George Soros's open society, which I think is a good point, which espouses so-called freedom and democracy and human rights. But in reality, its goal is to get individual sovereign nations open for business, promoting this need, or the need for globalization and privatization that serves the few of the ruling class. This is where economic ideology comes in. With the free markets of Austrian laissez-faire in the 19th century post-feudalism of the Gilded Age, which has been revived as neoliberalism, as in the neoliberal globalization after adopting Milton Friedman's Chicago Boys Manual of the economic system, groomed by the UK London School of Economics headquarters, as well as the lesser-known fascist Cold War hawks at the CIA right-wing cartel circles, who are the fabrics of the Anglo big business elite central Chatham House headquarters in the 1980s. We're just running on with this. That's okay. That's okay. Cool. Friedman was an advisor to the Republican President Ronald Reagan and the conservative British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. Also, Friedman was, I believe, didn't they make him head of the central bank, and didn't Clinton keep him as head of the central bank?
Wow.
I can't remember. But I know he was idolized also by the Clintons. Yeah. So, lots to discuss there. Let's talk about the differences between ethnicity and race.
Okay.
And then liberal and liberalism, if you don't mind, sir.
Okay.
And we'll move on from there.
Perfect. All right. Well, ethnicity and race are like two different complex things that identifies us. Like race is more on the basic terms, it's like color of your skin, but ethnicity is like your ethnic tribes. I grew up with in an African family, and they talk about their ethnic groups, and they don't talk about the race first.
Right.
They talk about their ethnic groups, what family you're from. So every time a Nigerian asks me which tribe I'm from, I tell them I'm from the Owan group, the smaller group in Nigeria. So it gives you an idea like the differences between, when you're speaking to someone about ethnicities and race. It's in America, it's very, it's been, I don't know what to say, but it's like it's been polluted or something.
It had, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So if you lived in the United States and were born in the United States, but you would still have the same ethnicity.
Yes.
Because that's, in Nigeria, it's broken down. So ethnicity would be like a subset of race, like that's a subset of race, like a subcategory of race.
Yeah.
Whereas, and so it's dumbed down in the United States in places where you have melting pots, and I guess to some degree, even in the United Kingdom.
That's right.
Because African is about as ethnic as it gets. They don't
Yes.
break. They don't consider it. They don't go further into it, like
That's right.
Algerian or
Yes.
or Nigerian or
Yes.
South African, right?
That's
Is
right.
that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
Caucasians,
yeah.
could be broken down into a number of ethnicities,
Yes.
like Scandinavian, or
Exactly.
I guess. But so I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to say
But see, here's a problem with that,
Yeah.
because in that equation,
Mm-hmm.
ethnicity is a subset of race.
That's true.
So how is neoliberalism a subset of liberalism? Neoliberalism
Mm-hmm.
has nothing to do with liberalism.
No,
It
it
shares the
doesn't.
same word, but it's not a subset,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not, because liberalism deals with a political ideology.
Yes.
Neoliberalism deals with an economic ideology.
Exactly.
So they're not the same.
No.
So comparing those two words and their relation to each other with
Mm-hmm.
race and ethnicity isn't quite the same, is it?
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
That makes good sense. Yeah.
Let's talk about what is liberalism and the left, right?
Yes.
What's the difference between the left and liberalism and liberals? People
Yeah.
say, oh, the liberals and oh, the damn leftists. What's the difference between these two? Is there a difference between these two? Because I'm a leftist.
Yes.
I'm liberal, but
Yes.
I'm not a leftist.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
What?
I'm liberal. I've always been liberal.
Well, if I may, I mean, liberals more or less have been, like the left, have been wiped out because they're the threat. So liberal, we don't
I
really
can tell you I'm not doing well, but I'm not wiped out yet.
No, I mean, there
Hanging
aren't
on.
really
Hanging
liberal.
on by a thread. What?
Liberal, my understanding and what I've looked up is that liberals were moderately on the left. So they still believed in civil liberties and regulated trade, regulated markets.
Okay.
Yes.
Where is that now? In the West, I mean, no, in the West.
I know, Scott.
I know,
Yeah.
Scott. I know,
Am I
Scott.
not here?
But
I'm right
have
here.
you?
I'm in the
There
room.
aren't.
You're acting like I'm dead and gone. I'm right here.
No, we know this, that the CIA business interests have been trying to destroy that concept on the left of being liberal and believing in civil liberties and regulated markets.
Civil liberties, regulated markets, union participation.
Yes.
Individual rights, which I guess falls kind of under civil liberties.
Yes.
We believe in the Second Amendment right. We certainly believe in the First Amendment rights.
Yes.
I think all of us. Do you consider yourself liberal? BB or Ben, both?
Yeah, liberal, but liberal also, there's a song that's very funny called Love Me, I'm a Liberal. So liberals have their shortcomings too. You know. No, I'm saying the old school, not you. This is why I was kind of wondering why you're saying you're not a leftist. I'm going, what?
I guess their definition of the evil left or the leftist.
It's centrist. You're thinking of what the people refer as a leftist as a centrist.
Yeah, kind of.
Because you said you're the real left.
I look at as a centrist is right of Reagan. I don't. Yeah. That's what centrists are now. Reagan was more liberal than Barack Obama was. Yeah. Reagan was a goddamn president of a union. Barack
Oh,
Obama.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
but he was a plant. Yeah,
But
this,
never been,
plant, yeah.
he
never
was a
been,
plant in
but
the
never been. And the things that he supported, he finally fucking took down fucking the corporate tax rate. He
Oh,
reduced
yeah.
it by quite a bit, but uh, Barack Obama himself said if he had been in the 80s,
Mm,
his leadership, his presidency would have been right to Ronald Reagan
yeah.
through not just what he said, but the policies he enacted. I don't consider that a leftist. The centrists are Republicans, in my opinion, and the Democrats who say they're centrist are Republicans, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're
It's the
the
Washington
infiltrators.
consensus. Yeah. The
Right,
Washington
right.
consensus.
Yes.
When I hear the word leftist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of these jackasses running around with the Antifa fucking flag
Those aren't leftists.
and wearing they pretend to be. They call
Yeah.
I
themselves. They
know.
call each
But
other
the
comrades.
whole concept of the left has been so distorted deliberately.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. This is why you won't say you're a leftist, because that label has been so,
Tarnished.
yeah,
Do you call yourself a leftist?
yes.
Yes.
Real left. Remember, we used to say we're the real left, the old traditional kind of, yeah.
I'm the real left.
Which
I'm,
incorporates liberal
Yeah.
beliefs and civil liberties
Exactly.
and yeah.
So does that make a conservative a rightist?
If you're
I'm not a
conservative on
leftist.
the right, huh?
I'm not an ist. I am on the left. I am not an ist. Leftist means that it's almost like somebody is when you add the ist to the back of to the end of it, that almost means it's like a cult. I'm a leftist.
No,
God damn it, you're gonna go with the socialist idea, or I'm gonna set you on fire. That's not what I fucking believe. I mean, I'm also I am liberal and I am on the left.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I believe there are some right-wing policy ideas that I kind of adhere to. So it's not, maybe it's just semantics we're talking.
Yeah.
But it's just
Well, this is the thing.
thing.
Ben has actually, he used a term, I don't know which piece it was that he wrote. Because I've mentioned, like, I think he mentioned me, nihilism. There's
Nihilism, yeah.
people will say, I'm not the left or the right, I'm nothing. I'm going, what the? There's this nihilism. They don't, political nihilism.
There's no spectrum anymore.
Like, I'm not anything.
It's like saying
They're
I'm not a
actually
man
centrist.
or woman. It's like I'm not saying.
Yeah. No, this is a very political. When you'll say the fake left and the right. Well, the problem is people will say, I'm not either. I'm neither left or right. This is that the Green Party here says I'm neither left nor right, but forward. Like, what the heck is that?
That's straight from fucking their playbook.
Oh,
Neither left nor right, but forward is
They
straight.
use it in Color Revolutions, that mantra in Color Revolutions. But you'll hear a lot of people say that they don't want a label of either left or right. But what they are, they're really on the right, or these corporate centrists.
Yeah,
right.
So they're fascists, really. But they don't want to admit that. They think I'm independent. That's another label.
They dress it up. They dress it up to make it look attractive.
Like they're open-minded, but they're not. They'll just trash the left. You know, they'll go on. And I was criticizing somebody saying that stuff, and I'm going, and they said, you're being divisive. And I said, no, I'm just explaining to you what's...
And I also bring examples of like mainstream media articles were doing the exact same thing, you know, they're neither left or right, you know, even the think tank from, I don't know where they're based in Washington, I think it's called Brownstone Institute, they're libertarian centric.
Oh, that's the new one. That's the new one that Jeffrey Tucker created. Yeah, for the COVID, to kind of control the opposition. Yeah, this Brownstone Institute.
And you see the Atlantic and other rags, mainstream.
Yeah, these labels have been so distorted, and that's why people will say, I'm nothing. Yeah, a lady actually said, I'm nothing. I'm going, yeah, you are nothing because you don't know.
That's why, I don't know what to vote for, because that was like a personal Substack article I did, because I was like trying to challenge this notion that it's in the family. We need to vote for the brand. It just feel like you're voting for brand. Like New Labour is not what I care about. Even though I like Jeremy Corbyn, but I was not like into it. But I understand why people supported him, and the way he got kicked out just really shows the fuckery. Yeah.
Yeah, they like Corbyn is not perfect, but
Yes.
it's kind of like Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
And
like that.
but they will just trash anybody who says things that are leftist,
I tend to, again, I don't live in the UK, and I'm not the biggest historian in terms of Corbyn's history. But I would say, I wouldn't compare Corbyn to Sanders, because Sanders, I would compare Corbyn to where Sanders was 10 years ago.
Yes.
But what Sanders is now?
No.
Sanders is a tool.
He opposed Brexit, for one thing, Corbyn.
Yes.
And he supports the glorious Kurds in Syria.
Right.
Is the other thing.
So maybe you're right. Maybe there is a comparison there.
There is
Anyway.
Okay, so you explain to me what you were going for with that article, where you were headed with that article.
I was the concept of the article was to address the realities of the so-called choices we have in the UK. It's no different to what I've seen in other westernized countries. From was watching your videos in the US. And
choices meaning what? Boy or girl, whether you're a man or a woman? Choices meaning what? In terms of what are the economic or political ideologies?
It's mostly the economic ideologies, because it's like the bedrock for political policies, like political ideologies, because without the economic ideology, I don't think they would have this immense of power right now, the way it is set up, these centrist parties.
So there's only one economic ideology that's acceptable, and that is free market economic ideology, free market ideology.
Yes.
And everything else is communism.
Communism. Mixed market, regulated market is communism.
Right. That's all communism.
Yeah, Keynesian economic policy.
We can't have what Russia we can't have what Russia and China is having today. We're not allowed to have that,
And we're not allowed to have the discussion.
Exactly. We're not allowed to have the discussion. I tried to put it into family. It doesn't work. It was on one time that Dad understand it at the time when I was he was in the kitchen washing. I think he only remember like the economic model of regulated markets. I think because I pointed out this, I criticized, I know what you meant, Scott, when I criticized the fake left were doing schisms with the political schisms of socialism and communism, and they try to wear it and do the Marxism books and that religious crap. They try to make it like it's some religious stuff, and it feels like a mockery.
I got you, comrade. I'm with you, comrade. I'm with
you. That nonsense, comrade.
Yeah, Ben's talking about these people who will use the Marxist-Leninist label or communist label or whatever brand.
Yeah,
but they're really just repeating centrist kind of things.
Yeah.
They will smear leaders and governments.
And they're very narrow. They're very narrow in their.
They're purists. They're these purists, but their views are very.
But we've been accused of being purists before. We've been accused of being. I'm not freaking purist. It's ridiculous.
It's like I did a video once on this corporate communist, I called him.
Yes.
And YouTube censored it and said it was bullying and harassment. He was running for public office, basically a Democrat, And a lot of Democrats, the DNC was kind of promoting him as this communist. And it got banned from YouTube for bullying and harassing. I was talking about a public figure.
Yeah,
that's like them trying to pass off fucking AOC as a socialist.
Yes, that nonsense.
Like that.
She went to the premier fucking business school of economics at Boston University, and they only teach neoliberal economic ideology.
Exactly.
And there's pictures of her in the head of the department's home. They had special things on Friday for the very good students, the real fucking diehard free marketeers. And she's got a degree from that place. They practically, gave her wings and put a halo on. They loved her so much for her free market ideology. And now she's pretending to be a socialist.
My eldest brother believed that crap. It's hilarious. It's
hilarious. Like Max Blumenthal has a lot of his assets are like that. He has one, Danny Haiphong, yeah, who claims he's communist or socialist. You look into his background, he comes from the Democratic Socialists of America.
Yes.
Which in 2016, I didn't know. I learned so much in 2016. The DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, told Bernie supporters to vote for Hillary. And that's when I know who you are.
DSA back in those days, they kicked him out, but DSA back in those days was run by fucking Cenk Uygur.
Yes.
It was Cenk Uygur.
No, that's the Justice Democrats you're talking about. Not DSA, yeah. Okay. But similar.
I'm sorry, I get my fake fucking
leftist.
Yeah, but you're right. They're all DNC, Democratic National Committee friends. Yeah.
That part I was looking at, I was thinking, they always brand them as social democracy. Is that they're not even that level, because all I remember social democracy is Attlee's government of UK Labour during that time where we had
Keynesian.
After
the NIH was introduced under Attlee. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, not the NIH.
I remember.
Sorry.
No. I remember the social democracy aspect because people like to, even though it was it was branded like socialist government of Labour,
NHS.
but it was because of NHS, but it was social democracy, and we used to have a social market economy under Keynesian, in the UK. It was slightly structured differently from FDR. But it was same regulated market.
That's pre-Thatcher.
Yes, pre-Thatcher.
Yeah, Attlee was after World War II.
Yes.
And the NHS was the National Health Service was introduced under Attlee.
And it had that Big Tent coalition backing with it, because Tories had to back it. Yeah.
That's back when leftists actually were concerned with populist ideas. Yeah. So that's another thing too. That's populism on the left and populism on the right are almost the exact same fucking thing. Slight differences, but the way I look at it, the way the real left is now, the real left is populist.
Yeah.
And you can't really say that because people assume that means you're a Trump supporter and oh my God, you're white supremacist.
Exactly.
That's how they deteriorate thought.
Right.
Yeah.
They deteriorate, and this is one of the things that Orwell got into with 1984. Doing away with language itself in order to do away with the ideas that go along with that, like the word revolution. Revolution doesn't exist in the book 1984. It's been written out. It's Newspeak it's gone, and it's a thought crime to even say it because the word itself reflects an idea of revolution. So I think what they're doing when they're doing away with the left, and the left, like you talked about before, Aunt Baby, is they need to do away with, because the left is it's like doing away with government. In a fascist fucking state, the only thing powerful enough to put a hold on what they're fucking doing with their fascist state and taking over everything with business. It's like the other day when I talked about, I'm not a huge Ron DeSantis fan. He did some things that I approve of. But everyone goes, well, look what he did to Disney. I said, no, don't use that.
Who cares? Disney.
He only did that to
Exactly.
fucking Disney because Disney came fucking with him. He
Exactly.
didn't do shit to Disney when they were running their town
That's
like
right.
a company town in the 1800s in the
Yes,
United
like a
States.
plantation. Exactly.
Right, like a plantation, exactly.
Yeah.
So don't give me that shit. But here's the important part of that.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis showed Disney this is government.
Exactly.
If you fuck with me personally,
Yeah.
I will turn the power of government against you.
That's right.
And that's what government can do. So that's why they want to do away with government, do away with
Yes.
ideas like that. And I think
Yes.
that's one of the reasons that they are doing away with the definition, the real definition of the left.
Yes.
You know, that's why you've
That's
got
right.
people. I wanted to ask you both something. There were two things. One was run by Jen Cougar. What was that one called?
The Justice Democrats.
Justice Democrats. And
Yeah.
the other one is the Socialist.
Democratic Socialists of America. Yeah.
DSA.
What did they call the fucking Nazis? What was it
National
called?
Is it
Socialists.
National Socialist? Oh yeah, I remember that.
National Socialism.
Because
Yeah.
the Nazis, Hitler, they took over an actual workers' party called
Yeah.
the National Socialist Workers' Party.
That's right.
And they just use that. They use that name. It's like Democratic Party. Are they
Right,
Democratic?
right.
No. Republican
No.
Party? Are they Republican? No.
Exactly.
But they hijacked the language and
They hijacked the
That's
language
right.
and people run
And
with it.
remade it.
And I noticed
now-
people
So now
echoing
people
that.
go, oh, that's how fucking,
Yeah.
that's how you can call a socialist a fucking
Yes.
Nazi. That's how you can call Bernie Sanders a Nazi
Yes.
because because of National Socialists. They had that name, right? But of course, it makes absolutely no sense. And in some ways, I guess you could call Bernie Sanders a Nazi if you wanted to. He could get away with it. Okay, so there was another thing I wanted to talk about.
Yep.
The end of the Rona season of the Rona came to an end yesterday. The
Yeah.
emergency declaration
I think it was
In the
day
U.S.
prior.
The U.S. is, yeah.
in the U.S.
The US, yeah.
Yeah.
And was it who that announced it this past week or something? The Ethiopian man who's running that WHO World Health Organization. He said
Oh,
COVID
Tedros.
is
Dr.
Tedros.
Tedros.
Yeah, he says COVID is no longer a pandemic or something. That's
Really?
Yeah, he
You
says
figured that shit out? I've been showing the flat line on that Google thing, and then they took that Google thing away because they were like, God damn it, Scott keeps showing a flat line. Fuck
it's for real. Yeah.
it really happened. And then so I found another one, and then that one was from the CDC. And I think they got rid of that one too after I made 2 videos showing that. I kept saying, oh my God, what the fuck are we doing? Flat line. And Tedros, that Ethiopian dude, as you put it, Tedros comes out and goes, oh, yeah.
The Nigerians got to distance themselves from the Ethiopians.
We don't care about our Pan-African shit.
He's not one of us.
They are doing that. They are one of us.
You ain't smearing my brothers with your goddamn Ethiopian shit. What did you say? Fuck that Pan-African idea. So I didn't even know he had done that. You know, I remember, and I was paying very close attention, obviously, at the beginning stages of this shit. And at first, we were calling it a pandemic. And there were like 3 deaths worldwide.
Yes.
And I guess they were calling it a pandemic because they knew what was coming. Why? Because they made it. And they were still distributing it. They were still in that phase, distribution phase. But they called it a pandemic. And Tedros said no.
No, he didn't. Yes, I remember that first week. I remember vividly seeing it. I don't know which channel it was online. Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, the lights dimmed.
Yeah.
And the lights came back up, and Tedros was
a week
like,
later,
pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
No, it wasn't it. The phrasing was, well, you can call it.
You can call it a pandemic.
You can call it a pandemic if you want
You
to.
can call it whatever that guy right there with the gun says you can call it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was funny. Talk about a hostage video.
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, It's definitely.
So
Well,
what's happening in the UK right now? I mean, we're laughing about the fact that we kept this thing going longer than anybody else. When did you guys drop it, or have you dropped it, or what's going on in the UK?
We dropped it in a year, nearly a year, didn't it?
We're a year behind you motherfuckers, really?
Well,
I think so, isn't it?
Canada dropped it. They dropped that app.
Yeah.
The Arrive Can app in October of last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that September season or the late summer. I think they dropped it already, but it was like, yeah, already
See,
dropped
that's the thing. See, you guys got that fucking parliament shit.
Yeah.
Where your fucking leader has to come down there once a week and stand there and let fucking nobodies come out in front of the fucking cameras and go, motherfucker, you did this shit. You guys got that. We don't have that. Our guy just sits in the fucking wearing Depends in his fucking and black socks and his underwear, sitting in the fucking in the bathroom somewhere, and nobody gives him shit.
Well,
maybe that's what we need.
I've got my coins for the Queen's death.
Who's
the COVID casualty, the Queen.
Why are you doing that? Why are you waving those at a guy from fucking England? He's gonna start crying.
I'm gonna call the Queen a COVID casualty now. The Queen was a COVID casualty.
That's because COVID King fucking killed her.
Or Chucky and Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit is Camilla. Chucky and Seabiscuit.
That.
Oh God.
God.
That's definitely a year ago. I can remember. Everybody forgot about it. They're like it never happened. Like it was so weird
about that. But I think there's something to be said for forcing national leaders to come once a week.
That's right.
And face the music.
Yes.
Do you do that? You can both answer this question. Do you do that in your upper house or your lower house?
I think it's lower house in the
House of Commons.
Yeah, House of Commons.
But the problem with the parliamentary system is that the party in power has too much power. They control everything. And so, like, what I've learned here in as a dual citizen, I've learned that that's the problem with the parliamentary system. And the only real way you can have democracy is maybe through a coalition government, not a majority government. That's the best you can hope for, because the party the prime minister's party only has so much power. It's kind of like how, the president in the US can be one party, and then the House and the Senate can be controlled by either his party or another party.
That's not really the best example, because they're all the same fucking party here.
Same here. We have a multi-party system. They're all corporate.
Yeah, the same.
They're all corporate.
Yeah. We don't have coalition, but it's just like ping pong in the UK.
Well, okay, you say that, and but I have 2 points to make on BB. One is your fucking COVID emergency thing ended a while ago. So did Ben's and the United Kingdom. Both have parliamentary systems.
Yeah.
And 2, I kind of see what your point is, because they're all bought and paid for by big business. However, there's something to be said about forcing a politician every week to come stand in front of the opposition
That's right.
and answer questions. Now, here's the thing. Here's a major difference I saw. When you guys had Boris, say what you will about fucking Boris. Boris could fucking talk to people, and he could debate.
Yeah.
Trudeau, right, Justin?
Yeah,
Justin just gets up there and whatever the fucking question or accusation is, he just gets up there and spouts something that he has been told that has nothing to do with
he's
the
a
fucking
pedo baby. Justin is a pedo baby.
He's a pedo baby, but he's not even addressing he's not even having a conversation.
Nepo baby. Sorry.
Yes.
Nepo baby.
What'd
I
you
said
call him?
pedo baby.
Yes,
Nepo baby. Nepo baby. Nepo baby is what I meant.
You can
Sorry.
also call him racist baby because he did do blackface.
That's like February. February, I declared it Blackface History Month in Canada because of Justin.
Blackface history month. All month, you just bring up old fucking shots of fucking politicians and celebrities back in the 20s when they were in blackface. That's what you do all month long. I did blackface once. I did. It wasn't my choice. It was in a play, and I had to come out there in blackface. And I was very young. I was in college, and I had blonde hair, and they didn't put an afro wig on me. I just came out there with fucking straight blonde hair. Let me show you something. Hang on a second. This is what I look like. What I look like back then. And it was a director's class thing, and it was of Harold Pinter's The Room. And I came in, and there were two actors, and it was a husband and wife, and they were fighting back and forth. And I just came in blackface and stood there for about an hour for the whole play with no explanation in blackface. And this is what I looked like back then. Jesus. That was me in black. I was now imagine that in blackface. Yeah. And they didn't even do my neck. It was just my face. It was like some, was it a minstrel show? What did they used to call Al Jolson shit? Shit. Wow. So I did, hopefully that fucking, a video of you look won't show up.
You look like Eminem. You look like Eminem.
I look like Eminem? Right, I did. Look at those fucking shorts. Oh my God. What the fuck was wrong with us as a nation? Look at those shorts. And those weren't Ray-Bans. They were the other one that was really cool back in those days, but I can't. Oh, that's dumb. But they dressed me up in blackface, and so I did blackface once. That's why I can't be a politician. There's somewhere out there in the world, there's Scott in blackface. It was fucking ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Someone's going to use it and eat it up.
What?
So someone's going to use it and use this and eat it up.
They're going to go find it now. Go find that fucking footage. They can fuck with Scott, get him canceled. They could get me canceled for that, and they could get me canceled for Aunt BB writing sticks and tranny on my goddamn calendar back then.
Oh, God.
I shouldn't point that out either. Can someone see it? No, thank God.
Bad one.
Get canceled for that shit. You can get canceled for all kinds of shit these days.
Oh, yes. You have to police yourself.
To police yourself?
That's like there was an old Quebec TV series from like 1990 or something on Netflix, and they censored one of the episodes, and I found out it's on YouTube. It's okay on YouTube though. One of the characters is set in the 1900. One of the characters in a Christmas play is in blackface
I remember that.
Play Balthazar from the Magi, the wise men.
And they censored that.
The whole episode is gone from Netflix, but it's on YouTube.
But I bet you can find a shit ton of stuff from Bollywood on Netflix, and they're still doing fucking blackface in fucking Bollywood, man.
Yeah.
They're still doing blackface on
the caste system. They got a caste system there.
I mean, they still do that shit. They don't give a fuck.
It's just stupid. Dude.
They don't give a fuck.
I know.
Okay, so let's talk about the Jews.
Yeah, we're crypto Jews. Like, I'll get accused of being a Jew because I have a German last name. And
I got accused. I
know.
You both got accused.
All the time.
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. You're one of those Ethiopian. You remember when they? Yeah.
Oh my!
I can't imagine why, man.
Like everybody's a Jew. Like, what the heck is this? Like, they don't like what you're saying. You're a Jew. Like, what the heck
It's
is that?
ridiculous.
So
The Bolsheviks,
stupid.
you're sprouting Bolsheviks.
Yeah, oh, that's a very Nazi, the Jew, yeah, the Bolsheviks were all Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So
Sure,
tell
okay.
us, Ben, about so you're into AI and you're doing
Yeah.
artificial intelligence research. So tell us about your master's thesis project. This is a conspiracy theorist chat GPT.
Oh my goodness. You put me in the spot now.
That's proprietary, Scott. That's my money. I got my bag now. You're fucking with my bag.
Oh my goodness. It could be Chat GPT. Oh God. Super GPT. Oh my goodness.
GPT. Who did 9/11? The Jews.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who killed JFK? The Jews, you motherfucker.
Everyone blame them. Everyone blame them.
Blame it on everything.
Oh God. Oh.
No, what they do is they say Israel. Yeah, like I learned that within the last year or so. I didn't realize that people who obsess about Israel, they're trying to say the Jews.
I remember the anti-Zionist channels. I remember watching those, and I originally supported them, but then it was just
they all got shaved heads and
well, there was one guy on Twitter. He's got a science background.
Are you a Nazi? I'm an anti-Zionist, you bastard.
Yeah. There's a guy. I didn't realize this when they're saying, blame everything exclusively on Israel.
Oh yeah.
What they're really trying to say is the Jews did it.
Israel controls America. Remember?
Someone's gonna clip that. And you're gonna go for your fucking master's presentation, and you're gonna walk in, and there'll be a fucking screen up there, and you're going, Israel controls America. Okay. You just keep walking. You don't even sit down. You just look at that and go, fuck, Scott. God damn it. Walk out.
That's so fucked up. They're going to clip it.
We're going to have to edit
Oh,
that.
yeah, there was a guy that complained that Scott wouldn't interact with him. He was one of these 9/11 researchers or whatever. And I told him by direct message, I said, well, that's because you just blame everything on Israel exclusively. And that's when the conversation ended. But he said to me, oh, so Israel's innocent? I said, no, but you're blaming exclusively Israel.
They do. Listen, we joke about that. We laugh about that. But that really would be, if you had a fucking conspiracy theorist GPT, every fucking answer would be the fucking Jews. Every single fucking one would be the Jews. Well, what happened? What's going on with this global warming thing? It's the Jews. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. Okay.
It's funny how you take. It's funny how you
this wart on my penis. It's the Jews.
But isn't it weird how everything, like the Nazis, were obsessed about the Jews?
And now
we're back to that.
Let me just see if I can clarify a little bit, since we've gone so far off the fucking rails. With the 9/11 movement, and the reason that I didn't continue discussing with that individual, just like any other fucking movement, when they want to derail it, they will put in there some crippled epistemology, as Cass Sunstein said. They infiltrate, and then through crippled epistemology, they will spin it around so that they will cause division within the movement itself. One way they did that early was because there were elements of serious Zionism involved with some of the people from the Project for the New American Century. Very fucking Zionist individuals. And because there was probably some assistance from Mossad from different ways, but just like there was assistance from Saudi intelligence and ISI and Pakistan intelligence and all that.
Yes, that's right.
They would harp on that. They would bring that out and go. And of course, we had the dancing Israelis. Now, the dancing Israelis is an interesting story, in that 5 guys on top of a fucking van with cameras.
Channel 4
hits.
UK did that. That Channel 4 documentary was the first one I noticed did that.
Right.
You know, yes.
The first plane hits when they looked at the fucking, the reason that they arrested these guys, they were dancing on top of a van when the planes were hitting the Twin Towers and filming it.
Yes.
Somebody saw them doing this. This was on the Jersey side of the Hudson, and they were filming in the parking lot. Somebody inside said, "What the fuck is this?" And they saw the goddamn thing, but they saw these guys in the van celebrating.
Yeah.
They thought they were terrorists, so they contacted police. On the George Washington Bridge, cops pulled them over. They had some interesting things to say, but basically, they kept them in jail in New York and weren't going to let them go for 3 fucking months.
3 months.
In spite of the fact that the White House wanted them gone immediately. Now, remember, a lot of cops died on September 11th.
Oh, yes.
They weren't playing.
They were not
They
fucking
found
around.
in the fucking van boxes with remnants of commercial grade explosives.
Wow.
The kind of stuff that you would use in demolitions.
Yes.
So with that part of it, they were Israeli kids. They were on a art visa, so to speak, but they were there for supposedly work for some fucking company, some moving company, hence the van.
Yes.
But what they were moving was material to help rig the fucking demolitions. Now, say all you want about that. And I personally believe, myself, that if you want to rig something like that for demolition, who would be better than settlers' kids? Settlers.
Exactly.
Because they think that because of this thing, they're gonna blame Palestine, they're gonna blame the Palestinians and finally do away with the Palestinians and get all that fucking land. Plus, they are also, many of them, zealots, one way or another. So, that all being true, but that was just an aspect of it, one small aspect of it. That doesn't mean Israel fucking did
overall,
it. Jewish people did it. But you would have people come in and they would start pushing this bullshit. The Jews did it in order to divide us from the inside and then make us look like anti-Semites from the outside.
Exactly.
So it served 2 purposes. So that's where that came from. And I guess they continue to do that to some fucking degree.
Yes.
Wherever in any other fucking group they want to break up.
Yeah. It's just fucked up.
Yeah. Well, it's you have to appreciate the fact that it's what they did to the 9/11 truth movement was in a lot of ways brilliant. You know? I think they failed. I think more people now understand that something happened on September 11th, 2001, other than what was told to them. I think more people believe that than they did back then, and even that they hated the truth movement. So they failed in that regard.
That's right.
But they still managed to fucking demolish it from the inside out. So you got to give them credit. You got to give them props for that.
That's right.
And I guess that's kind of the same thing they're doing to the real left in the U.S. You know, breaking us up from the inside, getting us to fight amongst each other.
Yeah, I'd see that in the U.S.
Yeah, is that happening the same in UK? Is there a real left in the UK, or is there a centrist left like we have here?
It's more centrist nowadays. It used to be the real left. I do remember there's people from the outside, they do still remember pre-Thatcher. It's very funny. They still remember the pre-Thatcher era.
Well, it's like Tony Blair and the new Labour.
Before the new Labour, they do remember. Yeah.
Wow. It's like
still
Clinton. Tony
vivid.
Blair is like Clinton, Bill Clinton.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So Tony Blair was the one who on the left who sold out
Yes,
the left,
that's right.
like we have Clinton. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No one, the warlord, Tony Blair, and the one who
guys,
pushed for
I did-
ID and all that.
I did a thing talking about electronic voting machines. You guys don't use those, do you?
No, we use the paper, pencil, paper, and plexiglass, and just put in a box.
No choice.
No choice. We have no choice though. But we got the luxury.
Well, that's the legalized bribery. The thing in the U.S. is the campaign finance is just a mess.
Yeah.
And so
bribery happens in the UK. Bribery does happen. There is friends of all sorts of groups and weird groups. J Street and all that other stuff.
Right.
Other neocon stuff, groupings and financing. It's like something like a sneak in Westminster. It's like private. It's like a private circle. It's like outside of the system. You get like support and stuff like that.
But you guys, I mean, again, this might go back to the I think in some ways, maybe I'm just saying this because our system is just so fucked. Yeah. But again, I think the parliamentary system, this might be a feather in your cap as well. Whenever something comes up in the United Nations, like a vote on ending the apartheid state or disciplining Israel for what they're doing to people in the West Bank or what they're bombing, whenever they're bombing, and they just recently started bombing fucking Gaza again.
Yes.
Whenever that shit happens and comes up in the UN, you guys are able to vote in favor of whatever that sanction is. And you do that quite often. I mean, there'll be like holding Israel accountable for violating the 1967 Accord and the Green Line Accord. That happens every fucking year, and every fucking year there are 2 votes against it. And the only 2 votes against it are the United States and Israel. You guys vote for it. The United Kingdom votes for it. You guys are often, over the years of my coverage of Palestine, the Palestinian issue, especially back during Operation Cast Lead and all of that shit, you guys are much more supportive of the state of Palestine than the people in the than the governments in the United States are. From what I can tell from the outside looking in, is it similar?
I would say the Israel lobby in the U.S. is extremely strong. So there isn't really an equivalent in the UK or Canada. I don't know.
No, there isn't.
No. Yeah. But those votes, those are sort of.
You have something there called like Friends of Israel or something.
Yeah, there is Friends of Israel, like conservative. What's it?
And aren't they the ones who got rid of fucking Corbyn?
Yeah, those ones.
Some drummed up bullshit about what?
Of his anti-Semitism and all that stuff against. Because he's not supporting the Zionists.
Yeah, the parliamentary system. Remember, the founding fathers in the U.S. They could have used that as their model for creating a system of government. They did not, for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. They came up with 3 branches of government. And a Bill of Rights, which we don't really have in Canada. We have something called the Charter of Rights, but there's a notwithstanding clause. So that voids anything if they want to do something like COVID.
You have the right to free speech, notwithstanding our fucking right to tell you to shut the fuck up.
I don't know how many Canadians have said to me, "Oh, we don't want freedom of speech. That's an American thing." Yeah, I've been told that.
American thing.
Yeah, they don't want anything that's American.
We don't want the abolition of slavery. That's an American thing. Whatever Americans did, we don't want no. That's how fucked up my country is. No, we can do something decent. We can save a puppy, and the rest of the world goes, okay, fuck the puppies now. Touching shit.
I laugh when people bring up the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I'm going, yeah, right.
we didn't have that to start with. They didn't write that to start with. That came
This
from
didn't exist in Canada until like 1980.
yeah.
And the notwithstanding clause means, and I was in a constitutional law class and I said, hey, notwithstanding clause. And the instructor, a lawyer, said, yeah, you're right. It just voids everything.
Maybe not have the challenge thing, you know.
Well, now let's be honest. Now we didn't have the Civil Rights Act until the mid 1960s. So I mean, yeah, we said you're free, but you're free to work for us for fucking pennies.
That's why they
sit on
call
the back of the bus.
War. They call the Civil War the Second American Revolution.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then after that, there is slavery by another name.
Yeah.
And
And
Yeah,
now we call it prison.
Prison, yeah. We have full.
yes,
full
that's what
profit prison.
slavery by another
Yeah.
name is. The
There is.
private prison system.
It does exist in the UK for profit prisons, private prisons.
Yeah.
G4S is like a large contractor of that in the UK.
Who is
And
G4?
G4S.
G4S.
Some private security company.
There was I remember that name because there was one of the fucking shooters was a security guy. I think it was Pulse Nightclub. Wasn't he a G4S or whatever it is? Wasn't he a security guard or wasn't he security for those guys?
I
think he was.
Okay.
I think he had been employed by them, and we got them running on. We have them. They run American prisons.
Really?
Yeah. They run U.S. prisons now.
They're always like roaming around the streets in the UK. G4S.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes
looking to pick up fucking slaves.
Probably. I would just look at them. Oh, you know. Oh.
They stop and look at you. Go, can I see your emancipation papers? Where you from? I'm a master's student. Leave me alone. Motherfucker. You're a piece of shit. So when are you graduating, man? You got 1 year, 2 years?
Just next year, April 2024. Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
What are you gonna do? You gonna build Skynet? You gonna build Skynet?
I don't want to make no Skynet. I'll probably just I'd like to do like something basic and boring, probably like translator or something with translator, different languages. But then nobody cares about African languages. It's just what was it?
What did you say? Nobody cares about what?
African languages.
It's just like afterthought.
Tedros fucked all that shit up for you, didn't he?
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
I don't want to work. I'm not interested in those big tech stuff. I don't know where I work, where I'm going to work, because the big tech, they require me to have PhD.
Oh, do they now?
Yeah. Microsoft and all that. Google.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I see these commercials I'm watching television at night, and I'm watching. I watch YouTube. I got Prime or some shit, and they run these commercials where, you can get a certificate. Google has a certificate plan.
Yes, Microsoft has certificates.
Oh
yes.
no! Yeah, there is like an educational.
What kind of fucking job are they? Certificate to do what? Clean the bathrooms? What's the certificate for?
No, well, Microsoft is for their software.
It's like software, like programming their stupid shit. The proprietary.
Stuff. Spying on your shit.
Yeah,
rigging elections. Shit.
Do it for the UK with GCHQ.
It's like Bing on Skype. The search engine
Skype.
Bing is on Skype
Big,
monitoring
big
us.
Addict and a
Yeah.
crackhead for 20 years, but I got my certificate, and now I can rig elections with the best of them.
Yeah.
What's your democracy? Or some kind of
Oh, I guess we can't put this on YouTube now.
No. They're gonna fuck me up.
I think I screwed that up with the Jewish thing a while ago. So what? Okay.
Hmm?
So you'll graduate,
Yeah.
and you should be able to go straight into. Well, you want to go into developing AI?
I'm not really interested in AI, but I like video game development, probably soft programming, just apps and stuff like that, contractors and stuff like.
Yeah. There's a lot of AI
More
that
stuff.
goes into video games.
Yeah, that's the most exciting part for me. I don't like
Yeah.
all that other crap like enterprise nonsense and
And when
IoT crap.
fucking and when bad it doesn't, people don't. I'm playing fucking obviously I'm playing fucking a game right now. It's been
Yeah.
out for a year, and it's a good game. It's Far
Mhm.
Cry 6. The AI is fucking, when AI works in video games,
Oh
you
yeah.
never notice it. You just are constantly worried about the things figuring you out. It's figured out your
That's right.
patterns. It's moving off to the side, or whatever the game is.
Yeah.
But when AI is bad, like Redfall, when
Oh, yeah.
AI is bad, it just stands out and looks like total fucking crap. It ruins the game. Have you heard anything about the AI in Redfall? You're laughing. So
Oh
I guess you
yeah,
have.
I do remember the horrible launch. You know that.
Why do
know
you have
how much-
you have friends who did that shit? What are you laughing about?
I was just laughing because it was so like
It's awful.
it's awful. And Microsoft brought that for 7 billion.
Say what?
They brought that company for 8 billion.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
7
yeah.
billion.
And that was an Xbox exclusive. This is their big fucking thing. I know that you don't understand. Redfall's a new game on BB that came out, and it's so stupid. If you get a car between you and it's got vampires, and the vampires fly around and go, "We're gonna kill you," I look mean. But if you put a car between yourself and the vampire's like, "If it wasn't for this car, I'd get you." It's too stupid to go around an object. I mean, you walk through the game and stuff is just stuck on a bush. It's just stuck on a bush, and people are laughing at it, walking up, punching it, slapping it, and it's the fucking vampire. It's huge.
Oh
It's mean.
yeah.
It's stuck on a fucking plum tree or some shit. It can't move around.
I think an
When
employee.
AI doesn't work, it's bad.
I heard an employee complain, was upset with the development. I think it was terrible.
Yeah.
They said that they other employees mocked it, and they were like they were not they said they were not supportive. The lady was upset,
and the other employees were like janitors and shit. So look at that bathroom, that's clean. I can do my goddamn job. Look at your shit, stuck on a fucking bush.
But it was like I think the female employee was upset because she didn't get any support from the other employees. They looked at the game and they said it was rubbish. They were not. They were mocking. Yeah, they were mocking it. Really bad.
There's a lot of on a project like this, on a project like, let's go with a good one.
Oh yeah,
project like Far Cry 6.
Yes.
How many AI guys are on that fucking worked? How many people have their hands involved in working on that game?
I think it's like a dozen
At least.
or more. Yeah, at least.
Because that game's huge.
It is a large.
Far Cry 6 is big. It's a big game. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's good.
Oh yeah.
So you won't be working with Elon Musk to develop Skynet. Okay.
I don't care about that fucking boa.
Unless he pays well. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said I'm not working that fucking boa.
Oh, did you see he's appointed as CEO of Twitter, X app or whatever?
Yeah, that lady, the
So
WEF. Then they talk about the WEF. They're screaming their head off about, oh, is she from World Economic Forum now? Oh, Elon, why did you? Why did you hire her and all that shit? As if Elon is some
Is that
angel.
where she's from? She's from the World Economic Forum, really?
Yes,
Yeah,
she
no,
also
that's
worked for the Biden administration pushing vaccines. And there's a picture of her taking part in one of those women's marches with the pussy hat. I'm going, okay, great. The big pussy hat.
So she basically hired the female version of Klaus. He hired the female version of Klaus Schwab to run Twitter.
Yes.
And people were going, oh no, Elon has sold out. I'm going, where have you been? He sold out? That's what they're saying. He sold out? Where have you been? Who do you think this man is?
I was just laughing because of my Twitter.
So now, now you know how I felt in 2016. I was just sitting there waiting, and then fucking out comes Bernie Sanders on the stage, and he holds up fucking Hillary Clinton's hand. Ah! And all these fucking Bernie Sanders fans are just, their jaws dropped. You can feel
I
it.
knew a guy, who was there in Vermont or wherever.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
How
I
did
had a meeting with the guy. He was like, what?
Yeah.
I was just laughing. It's hilarious. The reaction.
You say you wouldn't work for fucking Elon. But like I said, we do a conversation with you once a year.
Yeah.
We'll come back next year. Instead of this college dorm room shit, we'll have some big palatial estate, a couple of hoes behind you, a couple of Lamborghinis in the fucking driveway, and a picture of Elon painting, hanging over the fucking
with the halo over his head.
The halo over his head.
Oh no. No way.
Elon.
I hate.
And I'll say, what the fuck did you do, Ben? And you say, did you really think I went to school all these years to make video games, you stupid cocksucker?
There's actual video game course though. That's funny. You said
what?
That. There's actual video games course, like a video.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I worked on, when I was doing a return to work effort, and I was building sets for Busch Gardens, for a small company out of Orlando. One of the guys who was helping with installations was going to school at what is that fucking film/video game school in Orlando? It's a big one, and it cost a lot of fucking money. And him and his wife were putting him through it while he was working with us. And he got his degree, and now he's making video games, you know. And they had courses in AI. They had courses in all of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a big industry. It's a huge industry.
People downplay it. Say, oh, you can't do AI in video games. And like, what are you talking about? There's AI in video games.
Yeah.
Polish man who's just talking rubbish.
From now on, you just point him to fucking Redfall. Saying, no, really? Go look at Redfall.
Look at Redfall.
Go pay $70 fucking for Redfall.
$70.
Tell me what you think about AI in video games.
Not pay for no fucking $70.
How much does Redfall cost? How much does a premium AAA game cost over there?
I think it's £60 or something else. Yeah. £60, I think. Is it? What's in your brother?
But 60 is $59, $60 for a AAA game. But now they've jacked the price up. Redfall was $70.
Oh wow.
Redfall.
Let me check.
I don't buy them, so I can't tell you.
I need to check. Oh shit. Oh yeah, they got these stupid expensive ones.
Yeah.
100 quid. A black edition or something. All these editions.
What? Yeah, they're way expensive nowadays, man. I mean, they're way expensive.
I remember buying games with 40, 50. That decade ago was 40 or 50 pounds.
I remember playing the first Far Cry, and you got it in a box.
Yeah.
And you went to the store, and you had a bunch of boxes on the fucking shelves.
The video rental stores had the games in the boxes too.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
But you would really buy it. It was like $20.
$20.
$20.
back then.
Yeah,
back then.
yeah,
That was 2 decades.
And that was, you had to think about that shit. I'm from the poor family. That was always poor.
You had to think about it.
that shit.
You wanted a suburban kid? Yeah, 5 seconds.
That's why they had the rentals. Yeah.
It was either buy the fucking game or feed my dog.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Sorry,
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
I need my video game. So, yeah, that's what it was back in the day. Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember you said something about the ownership, lack of ownership now because of the Game Pass thing and all these subscription services now and always
Game Pass, always
Microsoft
on.
like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Office.
And they get away with
Microsoft
it
Office.
by saying it's anti-hacking. They're doing
Yeah.
this so no one will steal our fucking games. We got to know that you have a legitimate copy of our
A
fucking
legitimate
game.
car.
Yeah, bullshit.
The Bill Gates nonsense.
There are several games out there now. This has been around for a while,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you have to be online to play it. And
Yep.
after a while, the developers and everybody just said, "Fuck it, we're done with this shit," and they moved on.
Exactly.
And these people who have bought these games, who are playing these games, can't play them anymore. You can't play them.
Horrible.
You
They
spent
locked them out.
$50 on something, and you're just locked out of it because the game, the people who made the game don't want to run the fucking servers anymore.
They're so greedy. Now they want to buy. Now they want to buy Activision. Ugh,
That happens now. That's a
that's
thing.
so bad.
You will own nothing, and you will
Yes.
like it.
I
Literally.
remember they're gonna push that concept of subscriptions for everything now. And
Yes.
Imagine rent and subscription.
Well, that's
Imagine
like the streaming
house and
services
stuff like
now,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, because they have so much streaming services. I was like, what the hell? Every company doing TV streaming services since we cut the cord. Now everybody wants to do stupid subscription. People were doing debates in the UK whether to have their TV license
Oh, right.
removed.
Yeah.
It's like when
For
people were
subscription.
buying those fucking, you're getting printers, and they said, okay, you want to buy this, when you bought the printer, they said, you want to buy this thing where
Oh, yes.
every month they'll fucking do an analysis of your printer online, and then they'll determine whether or not you need fucking ink, and they'll go ahead and send it to you. People said, okay, yeah, I'll buy into that. They didn't read the fine print, and what it said was, you're allowed, because of how much ink you have, you're allowed to print 100 pages a month, and if you print 101, they'll turn your fucking computer, or they'll turn your printer off, and say you got to pay extra.
Oh, yeah.
I never
You
heard
don't-
that. I don't buy the name brand ink cartridges. So when you put in the generic ones, the printer always says, "Oh, this is not official, whatever
Right.
HP."
Yeah.
Okay, who cares?
Right.
They do phones now, like they have like eSIMs, they don't have these those things you slot in your phone. They just like it's stuck in your phone hardware. It's like a SIM card is just embedded in the hardware now. They don't need the modules thing you slot. So they're selling this subscription stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Heavy.
I mean, everything's going to go that way. Everything's going to go that way.
Wow.
They'll be able to turn off everything. You'll own literally nothing. And that's the ultimate goal of the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
Everything has got some.
Remember Facebook? They were using that term Internet of Things.
Yeah, I
Facebook.
remember that. It's now a big thing. They're pushing it on their schools, the uni now, and places like.
Oh, that's everything. That's the chip in your hand is going to be connected to the Internet of Things.
The box.
5G.
The 5G.
You'll go to fucking stores. There'll be nobody cashiering. You'll just put shit in your bags and walk out, and everything will be scanned as you walk out and taken directly off of your fucking credits.
Oh yeah, they call it Internet of Bodies for the chipping now. It's Internet of Bodies. Internet of what was it? Yeah, Internet of Bodies, IOB. That's some military shit. It's fucking.
Speaking of there are a number of countries where Moderna is building factories.
Yeah,
Japan,
I heard about that.
Australia, Canada.
Nowadays.
I'm sure there are other. Yeah, Moderna.
They're prepping for the next big thing, biotechnology.
And taxpayers are paying for that.
Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about that, let's wrap it up with this. I noticed that there's a Russell Brand. God, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
I'm holding you accountable for Russell Brand. Just like
Oh,
this,
yeah, no.
you don't want to take credit. Just like you don't want to take credit for Tedros. You got Russell Brand too.
No.
How's that?
I'm not taking it.
You got Russell Brand, you got Tedros, and you got fucking neoliberalism. Man, why am I talking?
Yeah.
I do. Why the fuck are we talking to you? Good God.
You can blame Friedrich Hayek. He was from Austria, so there you go.
Are you Jewish? Since we're talking about that, Russell Brand was talking to RFK Jr. And RFK Jr. is now pushing remember, he was saying it was China, and China did this and China did that. Now he was talking to Russell Brand, and he's talking about how it was never Pfizer and Moderna.
What?
They didn't make the fucking mRNA jabs.
Oh.
He's saying it was all Department of Defense. And he's saying from the very top, and they've looked at all the documents, and from the very top, when you track down the distribution chain, in trying to figure out how it was going to be distributed, the mRNA jabs. At the very top was the Pentagon, was the Department of Defense, but above that was NSA. That you want, BB.
Really?
He's saying it came from the fucking NSA.
Bobby Kennedy Jr. is saying NSA.
NSA. And then he contradicts himself, saying it was CIA was behind this and that and the other thing. But he's apparently abandoned it was all the Chinese military, which he was pushing for a long time. And now he's blaming it on BB.
But what he was doing, that people will blame China, but they say, China was working with.
He didn't mention any of that shit in the Russell Brand.
Okay.
Go look at the Russell Brand interview. Go look at the Russell Brand interview.
And he's blaming on an NSA.
He's putting it on NSA, Department of Defense.
Yeah, well, NSA is part of the Department of Defense. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
NSA,
Pentagon.
Department of Defense, and the Pentagon, and then it filters down from there. But it was almost as if he was blaming it on the NSA and trying to deflect blame away from Pfizer and Moderna.
Wow, that's interesting. So on Russell Brand's interview recently with Bobby Kennedy Jr. Okay, I have to watch that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's all BB.
Yeah, I know. 8 years. I'm condemned for life. I worked for them for 8 years, over 30 years ago, and I'm condemned for life.
They're gonna eat this out. They're gonna cut this. They're gonna cut this through this. They're gonna remind me.
We're not gonna.
Yeah, I know. I laugh at people going, "Oh, you're NSA because you worked there 8 years, over 30 years ago." Yeah, I was a low-level employee. Right, I have the power.
That means, by that standard, that means I'm Pizza Hut.
I know. It's so stupid. I wasn't in management. I wasn't in management. And I talk about what I did. They say, well, you should expose what's going on. And I said, well, yeah, I do talk about it. Okay. Who? These idiots. These fucking morons. Oh, no, it's the evil government. He's with the evil government. That's what these stupid people. Morons.
It's so
fucking morons. It's because they don't know anything. They don't know anything, how government works, or, and they don't, it's like they don't want me to explain what I know. Like, what? And it's dated information, but, sometimes they don't want me to talk about it, or some things like, shame on you.
They don't believe you because you're Jewish.
I know. That's what, if you have a German last name, that's what I've noticed. There's no such thing as ethnic Germans. You're just all Jews. What the hell?
Well, I have a first name, Benjamin, so am I Jewish?
That's an Old Testament name.
No idea what that
Old
meant.
Testament name. Yeah.
Did you ask a question, Ben? When you decided to do this chat with us.
Yeah.
Did the thought ever occur to you to make your bed up behind you? Did it ever?
No,
Oh,
no, I
no.
forgot. Shit, I'm messy.
He's trying to hide the view.
Now
yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
he laughs, he leans forward, and I'm looking for. Do you have a flashlight? Is that what I see hanging out underneath the bed there?
Flashlight. No,
Flashlight.
got my
You know what a
Underneath the bed.
flashlight
lamp.
is? He doesn't even know what a flashlight. You know what a
A
flashlight is?
torch. A torch.
Torch.
No,
Yeah.
a
A
flashlight.
torch. It's called a
Flashlight.
torch in the UK.
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
Yes.
Called
What
a
is
torch.
that?
A torch.
Use your keyboard there.
Yeah.
Google it. Google
Called a
it.
torch.
FLE
FLA.
FLESH.
flashlight.
Fleshlight. What?
What?
Fleshlight?
Yeah.
Flashlight.
Flesh?
Or flashlight or flashlight. I don't
Flashlight. FLESHLIGHT.
That's a
Oh, it's
fleshlight.
shit. It says safe search or something. What's going on? What? You're very funny. You are very funny.
My father, he passed away. I shouldn't tell this story, but it's funny. My father passed away. My piece of shit brother ran down to fucking to grab all the valuables he could, and I was Jesus. But that's the first thing he did. He rented a truck, and he drove his truck, and his wife drove the rental truck to snatch all the valuables. And I got his computer about 6 months later, Dad's computer. I was going through it, and I saw a receipt for 2 fleshlights, and that's the only real fucking. So I get a little fucking satisfaction knowing that while Derek was digging around through shit of my father's, he grabbed some fucking fleshlight my father had and used and probably never fucking cleaned.
Oh, fucking off.
So Derek got all the valuables, that greedy piece of shit, but at least he's got that seared into his brain. Dad's fucking old man Dad's fucking fleshlight sitting on his fucking bed or his coffee table next to an empty bottle of vodka. So at least I get that satisfaction. I didn't have to clean up Dad's fleshlight. So this conversation is really devolved.
It's fun.
But I was serious when I told people today that your website is one that I like to go to and I like to look at and read. You've got a really good way of putting things, got a really good way of looking at things, and I also like. Obviously, you're younger, so that's very assuring that young people are waking up, so to speak.
Yes.
They're not all running around trying to decide whether or not how many sexes there are. So that's reassuring.
Yeah,
That's good.
I can't believe I did.
I'm also I'm fascinated. So you're what? You're in your 20s?
Yeah, I'm 26.
You're 26.
Yeah.
Did you take time off from school?
Yeah, I was like mostly in school basically throughout. I had to like catch up after high school, to get into uni, and yeah, it was a long decade, a whole decade. Hated
a lost decade. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it was a lost decade for me. It was.
I've had about 5 of those. So I'm glad everything's going well. You're in school. You're going to graduate very soon. You got like 1 year left to go.
Yeah, that's 1 year left to go.
Good.
Yeah, that's the best thing. No more 3 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you go to bed at night dreaming about that big Elon Musk money.
Probably my eldest brother is thinking about that. Not me.
Yeah.
he went to that New York to do that Bell thing for the company. I think he works for in America. I think it's like he's working for some American design company or something, graphic design.
Oh, that's
company.
cool.
Yeah.
Is he in
He was-
Manhattan?
He went to Manhattan once, yeah, to rig the bell with, and he's had this. He had a pic. He made a picture. He's, when he was rigging the bell, the whole
Oh, the
Nasdaq
Wall,
thing,
on Wall Street. at the
Wall
stock
Street.
market.
Yeah, yeah.
He
He had to. He did that
Uh,
interview thing as well. Yeah,
Your brother did that?
yeah. My eldest brother did.
Wow,
I can't
that's
believe
cool.
it.
That's
Yeah.
cool, actually. Yeah, because they don't
It's
let
like,
they don't let the average black person in America just ring the fucking bell.
no.
In fact, I don't think they let any black people in America ring the fucking bell.
He's special in America, mate. He's average here, but he's special in America. Probably the accent.
Well,
Probably
that's
the
cool,
accent.
man. Good for
Yeah.
him. Good for him. Is he still in? Is he still in New York?
No, he's back in the UK. He does remote work. He would just work for with that through that. He works with other
That's
people.
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good for him. Good for
Yeah,
him.
he's doing good. He got his little children. I always see these children. They look like Indian to me. So yeah,
His wife is what? Half Chinese.
I think he's half
Jewish?
Chinese. Half Chinese, half Scottish. Yeah, his wife.
Right.
Yeah, got his fiance because they're gonna get married next year
Oh, I see.
in
Okay.
Italy. Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
right, yeah, they're
I
cool.
bet he's very proud of you getting your fucking
Yeah.
masters like this. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. So I'm very serious. I think I really like your website. I really like your writing.
Yeah.
I kind of dabble in writing a little bit nowadays, but I don't because
yeah,
when they fucking yank your goddamn website of 11 years and they fucking
yeah. I
trash it,
remember. Oh,
you know, you start typing shit and you're like, what's the purpose? It's just going to fucking destroy it anyway, the goddamn bastards. And so, you know, you
oh my
stop.
goodness.
So, but that's good for you. I'm glad. And I like your fucking stuff. I really do.
Thank you. It's because of the algorithm, that YouTube algorithm landed me to your video. I think it was the Epstein one. I'm not sure. I do remember it was 4 years ago.
Well, Ben got locked out of his Twitter account, so he realized that's a waste of time. So now he's spending his time writing for Substack.
Exactly. Yeah.
Videos too on your YouTube.
Videos on YouTube, yeah.
I can tell because everything he writes is 180 characters and that's it.
Always. Yeah, exactly.
They are kind of like Twitter posts in a way. Some of
So you
them.
got locked out when there was a bunch of people getting. I was hacked, but they didn't change my email address. They changed yours. Yeah.
Yes.
They had
But
enough.
This happens to big accounts on Twitter. They get hacked, and the same thing that happened to Ben happened to Carl Jha, one of Max Blumenthal's assets.
Oh yeah.
Well, Daniel Dumbrill, because he's got connections, he fixed it.
I wonder if his connections are the woman he's put Elon Musk has put in charge of fucking Twitter now. Wonder if he knows her.
Yeah, the Max Blumenthal assets, we've noticed this. They got connections. So if you get banned or whatever, no problem.
Well, they got connections with his father, Sydney. That's their connection. He calls up Daddy.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite meme that got me in trouble probably that with the CIA logo on Max Blumenthal coat, and he had this like phone. He was messing around with his phone, texting. I was mocking him. Texting.
Oh yeah, that's what got you in trouble.
Probably. That ticked him off. Probably.
Max finally blocked me. He finally blocked me.
Glowy Blumenthal. Yeah, Jesus.
Blah, blah.
And all the accounts that always jump in and defend Max.
Oh yeah.
And his gang if you criticize them. On Twitter is such a mess. There's always these little accounts that jump in.
Always jump in.
His
like
minions.
Frogs. Minions.
Yeah.
Max Blumenthal's minions.
God, he's like Messiah. Fucking hell.
Well, okay. So, is there anything that you guys wanted to talk about and you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, no, I liked your accent you did with that royal family. I think that video segment.
Oh, where you said
Remember?
white people with gold. That's what
I
you
love
sang
that.
in the bit. White people with gold.
I love that.
That was fun.
Oh my goodness.
I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, you know. I do. Sometimes I have a good time with it. Sometimes, like the next video, I'm all pissed off and angry.
Oh yeah, I'm like that as well.
It's either I got a range or I'm fucking bipolar. It's one of the two. I'm on my way out. My dog keeps telling me it's fucking cabin fever, and the fact that my dog is talking to me is probably a sign of something. So maybe it is. Maybe it's cabin fever. I don't know, but this is. I was supposed to take a day off, and that was the last time I did was April the 8th. It was a while ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like you. I mean, Ben, you know, you're writing and writing and writing because you got no more Twitter. You can't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I just keep producing these videos. It's like a cry for help.
Yes, it looks like. Fuck you, Scaffold thing. Oh my goodness.
So, are we done? Is there anything else we want to talk about? Anything?
Big election in Turkey tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the election tomorrow.
Erdogan. Yeah.
Turkey.
So I asked Aisha, our contact in Istanbul, and she says it's going to be close. She thinks Erdogan will sweep through.
Okay.
But his party will lose seats in the assembly or whatever. But,
yeah.
I don't see that happening.
No. We're going to see something else.
I don't think that Erdogan is as unpopular as people like to suggest.
No, she thinks he will be reelected.
I remember people saying the same thing when Gaddafi was facing. Gaddafi was considered to be an unpopular fucking leader as well because he was unpopular here. So we like to pronounce them as being unpopular. Same thing with Assad. But the reality is, I think he's a lot more popular in that country than they let on. Our mainstream
they always push the polls stuff. They always push the polls.
Well, they got all the opposition behind this one candidate, which he goes by the initials KK, but I added another K.
KK.
It's Kamal Kılıçdaroğlu or something. He goes by KK.
But isn't he well? Isn't it well known in Turkey that he's our guy?
Yeah.
So how many people and how many Turkish people are going to vote for our guy? I don't think.
Well, he's got a coalition, so I don't know.
Coalition. Okay.
I don't think it'll be close. I don't know.
Erdogan been there 20 plus. Is it 20 years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Erdogan's been there. More than 20 years.
More than 20 years. Wow.
He started as mayor of Istanbul.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think that's problematic. I mean, I don't think we pushed that. The reason they put term limits in the United States was because of FDR. And big business didn't want fucking FDR.
That was an interesting story. That was the most interesting story for me. I didn't know about that term limit until I was the few ones that I always frown upon it. Why people are obsessed with term limits instead of policy. I was like, wow. Okay.
Now I fully believe in term limits for Congress.
Yeah.
But in terms of a governor or a president, somebody who's leading the executive branch that's not making laws.
Exactly.
I got no problem with someone doing 3 terms or 4 terms with that.
Exactly.
As long as you use paper, pencil, and plexiglass, and not these machines. Fuck, I got no problem with that. At the majority of people,
the campaign finance thing is a big thing with me.
Campaign
who's
finance.
backing.
Yeah, campaign
It's
finance.
not just because I know in Canada, it doesn't matter. The parties are all corporate.
Right.
And we have paper and pencils, paper ballot, but it doesn't matter. We don't have a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
You get campaign finance under control. You get money all out of fucking politics, and you get fucking paper, pencil, and plexiglass. You'll see a major fucking transition. You know,
that's right.
You'll see a major transition. But that's why you won't see those things. That's why you won't see those things, because we're not fucking democracies anymore. You know, you guys are closer, I think, than we are with your parliamentary system because
we are not. No.
You have some accountability. We don't even have that little bit of accountability. We don't even have that. They would never think. The only time the president comes and speaks before Congress is a State of the Union fucking address. And that is, you know,
Canada had a nationwide martial law.
What?
Canada had nationwide martial law.
So did we.
No.
So did we.
When?
They didn't call it martial law.
Oh, yeah, 9/11. See, 1970 here, that was the dress rehearsal for 9/11.
Right.
Oh, yes.
They did that here.
Said that.
Yeah.
Not in the U.S., they did that here.
Oh, yeah.
1970.
A lot of things happened in 1970. Australia wanted to be a republic, and the British intelligence and America just stopped that. I thought, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was a CIA coup in Australia in 1972.
Right.
Gulf Whitlam, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I still think you guys have a better system than ours. But I mean, again, we suffer from the same fucking malady.
Yeah.
We suffer from the same sickness. Which, by the way, thank you very much, Ben. Came into this fucking country.
My God.
It's all Ben's fault. Ben and fucking Miss NSA up there. I can't believe I got both of you guys on my thing. I got Ben from the birthplace of neoliberalism and Miss fucking COVID-19 NSA up there talking to me.
I gotta watch that video.
I
laugh at a lot of the stuff people say about NSA.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's just funny.
Wow. Okay.
Again, you're taking some information and you're extrapolating too much from it, right? It's like we talked about in 9/11 Truth. People were saying we're taking the dancing Israelites or the dancing Israelis, which is a serious thing, and we're saying Israel did everything, right?
Yes.
So, the Pentagon and the Department of Defense and Defense Threat Reduction Agency, and that's where the fucking money went through, and it went through NIH, and that's where a lot of the research went through, and they got fucking back coronavirus samples from all kinds of places, including Jordan and China. Yeah. But it was all sent to places like the Lugar Center. That was all, they developed it, they created it. By the same token, they were also already working on mRNA fucking pro-vaxxers. Now, whether or not they actually created them or whether or not they were, Pfizer and Moderna were tasked with that project, I don't know. But the way fucking RFK Jr. was making it sound like, Pfizer and Moderna are almost completely fucking blameless in this because it was the fucking Department of Defense that did it. They manufactured it. They just put it in the fucking Pfizer and Moderna box. That's what he was suggesting.
So you interpret the military aspect and just reduced it down to government and not the R&D of the corporations.
Right.
Created this product, this IP.
Right.
Wow.
In the post-COVID fucking emergency world, it looks like RFK Jr. is now blaming the Defense Department as opposed to something you can actually take and hold accountable.
Exactly.
Pfizer and Moderna, big businesses.
Yes, they hold the facilities.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Infrastructure, exactly.
Even though I don't know how many times I showed that fucking Burla guy, who's the CEO in videos of mine, talking about when they were approached to develop an mRNA or a vaccine for COVID-19. He said, well, we got our guys and we do these vaccines, these protein-based fucking vaccines all the time. We're good at it. And he said, they said you got to make an mRNA one.
Yeah.
They, and I question in the videos, who the hell is they to tell the CEO of a fucking multi-billion-dollar company like Pfizer what he's going to fucking do? He said, they came to tell me you're going to make it out of fucking mRNA. Well, he didn't say they came and said, you're going to put your box on our fucking shit.
Exactly.
He said specifically, they told me we're going to make an mRNA.
You're going to make,
vaccine.
the companies are going to make the mRNA.
Yeah.
It's logic, isn't it? So what happened to logic?
So how does that factor into RFK's fucking Russell Brand bullshit interview? You guys should watch that.
No, I will. Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm going a bit off, but it sounded like what he's doing is he's planting the seeds to give a fucking pass to Pfizer and Moderna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By doing mental gymnastics now and confusing the people because he believes the people are stupid. They will think, because they don't have no trust in the government,
Right. To blame it on government and big bad government and leave businesses out of it. Business gets away scot-free.
Yeah. That's the thing. They didn't factor in the 9/11. They always leave out the corporations and that benefited the stocks and what was going on in that aspect.
They did it. Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah. Listen, they rigged 4 planes to be flown by remote.
Yes.
They rigged them. You can't do that without somebody at United allowing you access to their fucking planes. Planes are very fucking seriously guarded. And I don't care how good you are, you're not going to have time to sit up there in the middle of the fucking night and rig up some fucking system.
Exactly.
And put it into a goddamn plane without them knowing it.
That's right.
So they were involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
How many fucking businesses are in the goddamn World Trade Center? And these guys are rigging the goddamn things to come down. They told them they were fucking, all they were doing was replacing the fucking fiber optics, but they didn't. There was a corporation that fucking ran security. Yeah. Kroll, I believe it was. Which might have Israeli fucking connections, but certainly Mossad connections. So it's Israeli. But there's a corporation.
The one with the ICTS thing. That is really, they call it like a CCTV company as well.
Yeah. Right.
ICT. Yeah. I saw one in Texas 4 years ago. Yeah. A massive logo. I was like, oh my goodness. Entering into the plane.
And of course, you got CDI, Controlled Demolitions Inc.
Yeah.
So you got corporations all over that fucking place, all over that project. Yeah.
People just thinking they're just bystanders. It's just, the logic is just mind-boggling.
You look at the origins like the FBI and CIA.
Yes. It's corporations. Big business.
Yeah. Especially the CIA.
Yes.
Especially the CIA.
Well, the FBI, they were Pinkertons.
That's right.
Yeah. I looked at the CIA's fucking list of directors at one time, and I think other than like 2, they've all been fucking businessmen.
Wow.
They've all been fucking businessmen. That's what the Central Intelligence Agency's always been about.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it Cromwell? What is it?
Cromwell Civilian law firm.
Wall Street law firm.
Wall Street.
Or CIA.
Yeah. They were doing the wet works and the dirty stuff for CIA. That's what really grabbed my attention, and I pinned it on my Twitter profile. Speaking
of dirty wet works, now that you know what a fleshlight is, are you going to buy one?
No. I'm gonna do. I would rather do dating.
On BB, do us a favor. Don't Google fucking fleshlight.
too
All right.
late. You know, you brought it up.
Well, I'm glad I contributed something to this conversation. Bless you. That's all. That's the limit of my contributions. Again, we have to do this more often. We can't do this once every fucking year.
Exactly.
We got to do it more often.
Yes, definitely.
Because it's nice talking to you. Both
So
of you.
you, Scott, MBB.
We just have to stop talking about
That's okay. Scott's a little dodgy right now.
What do you mean Scott's a little dodgy right now? What does that mean?
She lives in that
What is he saying? I can't understand it.
Probably losing a little bit grip with it.
How come how come English people can't speak English? Why is that? I want to know. I'm confused.
Well, it's my accent, isn't it?
It's your accent. Yes, it is. I can't. It's a cool accent. I can't understand.
Oh,
Why am I dodgy?
It's a joke because of your reference to the light.
You can't say fleshlight. You can't bring yourself to say it.
It's like the other term that you keep wanting me to say all the time, a certain activity that I take part in, bowling, which I call indoor bowling.
People are really going to they're going to start wondering about our fucking long distance relationship. One of them might be your husband.
Oh,
she does this thing that she goes carpet bowling, and it's with a bunch of people. They get together and they roll bowling balls, small bowling balls, across carpet.
Yes.
Rather than going bowling, I say go bowling. She's like, I'm not hanging out with
like
those fucking rednecks.
If I went to a bowling alley, I would be all by myself. There's nobody there to.
See what I mean? She'd be all by herself in a room full of fucking rednecks bowling. She can't do that, so she goes carpet bowling with the civilized people. You know, the civilized people are carpet bowling in the fucking halls.
Do they have the trimmed bushes in that area? Because I've seen one. I've seen the one. You know, the Channel 4
bowling, lawn bowling.
I saw the Channel 4 logo thing. I saw the Channel 4 logo when I was young, and I see the carpet. You know,
that's lawn bowling, the outdoor bowling.
Oh, outdoor bowling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I
like how he brought up. We're talking about carpet bowling, and he brings up trimmed bushes.
I know, God. I know. Geez.
This guy, he is a master student, isn't he? He's good at this.
No,
he's good at
master.
Are they the ones with the trimmed bushes as opposed to the ones at the bowling alley? They just got bushes all sticking out all over the fucking place. Wild bushes.
Okay, this conversation.
It hasn't devolved. It started this way. It hasn't devolved at all. This is where we started. We're just coming back full circle. No.
Well, Ben said he goes bowling too.
Yeah, I'm going bowling tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So see, that's what I was telling her. I said you should go bowling. She won't go bowling. But you like bowling?
Yeah, I like bowling.
Is that a thing in the UK these days?
Yeah.
Do you have people that play?
Yeah, lots of people go there. The families, you know.
No, but that you play with. You have there people that you go and you play with?
Oh yeah, friends.
Okay. See, I don't have that.
Okay. You don't have that because you use the wrong fucking language. You don't play bowling. You bowl. Do you have people that you go and you bowl with? You don't play bowling.
Me. Wow.
You don't play bowling.
Wow.
Play basketball. Bowl.
I always say you two are like siblings. When you argue, you're like siblings.
We are. We really are like siblings. No, so you like bowling? You're big.
Oh yes.
What's the best you bowled?
Best of both.
A score.
A score. Oh yeah. I get like double digit. Yeah.
Double digits?
What?
What?
Double digits.
No, no double digit. What do you mean? Five? It's like the
300 is
five.
a perfect score, right? 300.
Double digits. You bowled 10?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
I mean, like hundreds.
You got 10.
Yeah.
You got
What?
10 out of 10 fucking frames. You bowled a 10.
No.
You got 9. You got 1 pin per frame. Is that what you're saying? You got a 10. I bowled in double digits, motherfucker.
I mean,
What?
I don't know what you meant. Sorry. I think it's like 100 or something. Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Look, I
Suck.
That's not a good score, Ben, from what I remember.
Bowling. What are you talking about? 100. Let me show you something. I'm going to get up twice. And I'm fat, so I don't get up very often for video. Let me show you something. Once, a long time ago, in 1996, a stranger by the name of Mike Parker, he got this plaque.
Yeah.
11/11/96. He got this plaque from the American Bowling fucking Congress. Congress.
Wow.
Not fucking league, Congress.
Wow.
He bowled almost a perfect game, but he missed 1 fucking strike. His score was 290, and yours is 10.
I know.
What are you talking about?
What?
I would say like what do you call it? Casual.
Casual?
Yeah.
That means you get stoned and shit faced drunk and you have no idea where the fucking ball's going.
Getting a lot of gutter balls. Gutter balls. It sounds like gutter balls.
They always go in a hole.
He got all of them except for 1.
Yeah.
And they gave him a plaque for it. See that?
Yeah.
That's how close he was to good. You know why I have this? I have no idea who fucking Mike Parker is. He died in the apartment next door to my mother's before I moved her into here, because I didn't want her dying like this, by himself.
Oh, wow.
And they were throwing his whole life out, just going in and grabbing all his shit and tossing it on the fucking curb, and a truck came by and picked it up. He died by himself. Everything that mattered to him, everything that meant something to him in that house was now just garbage. And I felt so bad about that. And I saw this fucking plaque sitting on top of it. And so because of that, I have no idea who Mike Parker is, but now he's actually on the interwebs.
Wow.
It's a guy who was almost perfect at something, but then he didn't. He missed 1 fucking, and it looks like he got a gutter ball on his last fucking roll.
Wow.
He must have just been like, this must have been he was right on the edge. He got fucking all strikes, and then there's a blank space in that.
I struggle with all strikes.
Everything was strikes, and then he's got a gutter ball. And I'm like,
always go in the hole.
He must have just choked.
Yeah.
Wow.
He must have got there and went like, I'm going to be perfect.
Yeah.
That's fast.
And so they gave him a plaque to remember what a fucking choke artist.
Yes.
So you
I like me and just going the slippery floor. I was like tripping. I just always end up in the hole. There's no ball. There's no strike. It's just going in the hole. It's just slippery over bloody.
So what's the best score you've gotten? Like 100 or something?
I think it's 100 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I did it was years ago. I forgot. Yeah.
I thought you said he bowls often now. You don't bowl at all now.
No. Not often.
Tomorrow,
Who says often?
I thought you said he bowled all the time now.
No, I didn't say that. He mentioned that he goes bowling sometimes.
As in,
like it was like special occasions. I used to go bowling. Not like all the.
You're going tomorrow or something.
I'm going there tomorrow.
Yeah, so he's going bowling tomorrow.
There's a bowling here in Cambridge.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went bowling?
I think it was
20 years ago?
Six. I think it's 6 years ago or 8.
Oh, I see. You're going the first time tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mentioned it.
That's my 12.
Okay. You just mentioned it out of the blue, and I thought it was funny because Scott's always teased me about bowling.
You went bowling once when you were in high school with your friends, and you were all fucking drunk, and you had no idea what the fuck you were doing, and you barely remember even going. That's why you said, what's your highest score? 10?
He's forgotten. Okay.
All right. All right. Well, have fun tomorrow.
Oh, thanks.
I used to enjoy bowling a little bit.
Yeah, I went bowling when I was a kid. Like, yeah.
They provide food as well. That's the best part.
They provide food as well.
Yeah, that's the best part. Yeah, they provide food.
You're still a starving college student, so yeah.
Yeah.
When you can go bowling and eat at the same time, that's a good thing. That's a good day. Yeah. Are you on campus?
No, I'm outside of the campus because they used to have like a housing for students before they kicked out the postgraduates.
They privatize everything, even the
private
housing.
sector,
Yeah.
That's funny.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
only the first year gets the luxury.
Yeah. It sucked. I mean, I didn't like living on campus when I was in college.
Oh, I loved it. I had lots of supports, lots of friends. It was
It was a different time for me. In the first year was great, and then COVID came.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to turn into NPC. Nobody wants to chat with you.
Everybody turned into an NPC.
Nobody wants to
Everyone turned into an NPC wearing a fucking mask. You had no idea who the fuck they were. Yeah. Well, those days are behind us until they bring out the next one.
Yeah.
I'm betting on. I want to start a fucking thing and like a bingo game or just we'll put it up on the board. You know what the odds are. I'm saying it's going to be H5N1. I think it'll be the bird flu, the avian fucking virus, the avian flu. Shit. It'll be one of those.
The bird flu.
Yeah. What did they tried the monkeypox, but that was too gay specific.
So what are they gonna test on bird crap? So there's a lot of bird crap in the UK. So
what? What is it?
There's a lot of bird crap in the UK. So
bear crap? What?
Yeah. They're gonna test it. They're gonna cover those. Test those.
So I don't know. It'll be something.
Oh yeah.
It'll be something. But it's nice talking to you. We're gonna have to run. We've been doing this for 16 hours now. 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was looking at the time a little bit. I was like, wow.
Yeah, you said you had 45 minutes or something, Scott.
Well, I gave up on that. I had a plan. I had a plan, but it's gone now. So it's definitely gone now.
I love it. 2 hours. Because I chat a lot.
Here's the deal. The good news is the longer the video, the less chance they'll get all the true stuff that we talked about in the censors. So they might not kick us off YouTube if we put them on YouTube. It might not. Yeah. It might not.
What do you think? It's safe on YouTube?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's safe.
Listen, you can joke about stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. If you're a big channel, you can say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay because you're monetized. You're making them money.
Got ad backing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was laughing. There's a Ben might remember. There were two guys that I found on Twitter trying to get people banned, and they were Dan Wilson, who has this channel called Debunk the Funk. The guy, he grew up this big afro. He's got a PhD. They've got PhDs, and they go after the people questioning vaccines or whatever. And the other guy's Thomas Baldwin, who's a plant pathologist. And I laugh because that channel got censored for medical misinformation. So, they go after other people trying to censor people, and YouTube came after them. It's like first they came for. That's what I thought. These guys are trying to get people censored for questioning big pharma or whatever. Yeah. And they got censored. That was fun.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway.
What else? Yeah, we definitely can't wait another fucking year. We can't do that. We can't go another year. Because a year from now, you'll be graduating. You'll be done.
Graduated, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very hard course.
He won't want to have anything to do with this because he's in the job market. And
Well, I don't care. He'll be flexing, and I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to look at it. Hey, Scott, look at my fucking Lambo.
I know.
You're conspiracy theorist ass ain't got one of these, do you? It's all about choices, motherfucker. Definitely got to do it. We'll do another one maybe in a month. Maybe once a month we'll do stuff like this. We'll chat about this.
That'd be cool.
Maybe I'll write something and I'll zap it over to you in email and you can publish it on your thing.
Yes.
I should publish something I write on my fucking Substack. I haven't looked at my Substack for like a month, and I keep getting subscribers to it. And I haven't done anything.
You got fan base. You got your own fan base.
I don't know about that. I think I got a bunch of NSA and CIA guys watching me.
Yeah. Monitoring.
Yeah.
I should write something.
Keeping track of me.
My YouTube channel's been neglected, but if I put up a video, I still lose subscribers. Like YouTube will, we got to take one away every time.
Well, they tracked my playlist, so they gave me one strike on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, playlist of yours. Yeah.
You know the old anti-Zionist playlist years ago. It was just like,
it was an old playlist.
No, my videos. It's just a playlist of other people's.
Right. Yes.
And I didn't notice that it's just a long playlist. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay.
Long playlist of a bunch of guys with fucking shaved heads and swastikas. I'm an anti-Zionist now. See, Kyle. What?
Yeah.
All right, Bo is telling me I got to take off and take him out. So we gotta wrap this up. Again, thank you very much, and keep doing the good work, man.
Thank you, Scott.
It's good. It really is. BB, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you doing this. Now, you going to put this up on yours? Because I'm probably not going to put mine up put this up till tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, Ben's got a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, we can do that.
So you guys can put it up as a test, and we'll see if you guys get strikes.
I
can't wait for my second strike.
Well, that's like, I couldn't believe that YouTube went after my corporate communist video for bullying and harassment. Like, what? That shocked the heck out.
They took one down of mine that was talking about. All I did was show where Biden actually said, "I'm going to fucking regime change Iran."
Yes.
And so I said, okay, Biden said he's going to regime change Iran, and they fucking gave me a strike and took that down. Yeah. It's like, he literally said it. Yeah. And they gave me a strike and took it down.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising sometimes what they go after.
Yes, it is.
There's certain things they don't like, but every now and then it's like, what?
Well, that's the old, that's the only time you catch flack is when you're over the fucking target. So that old adage, but it still rings true. Did you know they're trying a new fucking program now where if you have an ad blocker and you don't watch the fucking commercials, they're trying out right now where they're telling certain people, you got to disable your ad blocker to watch any YouTube videos. Oh yeah. So they're gonna do that across the board in the next couple of weeks. They'll be telling everybody, you have to get rid of your fucking ad blocker in order to watch any videos. Even if, I kind of get that because that's how they make their money and they want more than the billions of dollars they make a fucking year now, God knows. Mm-hmm. So you always got to have more, but I kind of get it in that it'll make a little bit of a difference in terms of the content creators. They'll get a little bit extra money, so that's kind of okay. But if you're a content creator and you bake and you post videos, they shouldn't hit you with that, because you're contributing to the goddamn community. So if you're a content creator, you should be allowed to use a fucking ad blocker, I think. I
think it should be reduced to content creators than the company itself.
If you're a content creator, then you should be. If you're contributing to WordPress or YouTube or Alphabet or Google, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
If you're contributing to that fucking platform, they shouldn't force you to watch commercials, because they want to get their fucking nickels. Screw that shit. Yeah.
I haven't got ads in my channel. So.
Yeah. You don't have ads?
No,
Huh?
no ads in my YouTube channel.
No, I don't. Yeah, I could monetize, but I'm not.
I think you
Yeah,
have.
you have to have 1,000 subscribers, right, to monetize.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah.
I only got like 600. I don't have that many.
Yeah, I've had just over 1,000 for a couple of years or something. It just
I'm not
doesn't-
ready. I'm not ready yet for that.
Yeah.
So I won't even turn it on.
Well, you're not ready for it. You think that'll go to your head or something? You'll get like conceited or some shit. You'll get a YouTube fucking paycheck of $6 one month, and you'll be like, "Fuck you."
God.
I still can't believe people still think these big channels that are monetized and everything, like Max Blumenthal's gang, that, oh, we're going to get the truth from them. Like, oh, okay. On YouTube. Yeah. Uncensored. Really? Okay. People don't question, they don't question sources at all or any of this. It's like, yeah, YouTube, Max Blumenthal, yeah, he's anti-establishment. Yeah, he's
He
the
talks
guy.
the good
Like,
game. He talks the
what?
good game. Yeah,
What?
he's good.
Or all of that gang, all of them. Like, what?
Well, the same holds true with politicians, at least in the United States.
Yeah.
If you're allowed to fucking run and you fucking win in a rigged fucking system, what does that tell you?
Yeah,
That means
exactly.
you're fucking part of their goddamn system.
But they'll also say, third party or the independents. Well, yeah, they're part of the Green Party, the same system. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, but the Green Party doesn't get elected down here.
I know, but they shepherd people to the elections. Oh yeah,
election will solve everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy Dore, yeah, third party, People's Party, yeah, that's gonna make a difference. That's gonna make a difference.
I love
Is he still running?
Oh, probably. I think.
Is he running?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. Who knows? He's the man, Jimmy Dore. He's often trending. I see on Twitter. Jimmy Dore, yeah, he's the man. Like what?
That's the Waka 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 platform. That's his. You ever? That's not. You wouldn't know the Poconos fucking comedian fucking scene back in the day, but
Borscht Belt.
The Borscht Belt. That's his. That's his. Pull up Jimmy Dore stand up. Pull up Jimmy Dore stand up.
Yeah.
Before he ended up on YouTube, when he was actually doing fucking stand-up comedy, he is god awful. He is god awful. He's like one of these guys from the fucking. He's like one of these guys from like Red Buttons days. You don't even know who Red Buttons is. He's like it's hard for me to explain, but he's just god awful as a comedian. It's no wonder he turned to fucking YouTube. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's like who's that guy, Lee Camp, who had an RT show, but now he's with he's supposed to be a comedian. I've watched him. He's not.
Find it funny. Not his segment.
Lee Camp?
Lame.
Comedian?
Lame.
He's not funny at all.
No.
Like
he's like who's that other one from the UK? Another one, Dane Cook. What's that? Is it Dane Cook?
Dane Cook.
There's another UK comedian that was just awful lame. I think it was like Dane Cook or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
I think that's a.
There's a name Dane Cook, but I'm thinking of an American. I don't know.
Is he? Is he American?
Yeah, that the name sounds familiar. That's an American.
Is what?
Who is it? Let me check. Oh yeah, you say stand up on Wikipedia. Yeah.
Is he UK? American. He's American.
No, he's American. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to pass
Jimmy Dore. Lee Camp and Jimmy Dore, these are political. They go political because they're not funny.
Jimmy Dore's from the UK too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jr. He's awesome. Everybody's bad. They're either Jewish or from the UK. I'm gonna pass them off all on you. I had to get one more Jewish slur in there. Oh my God.
Oh,
Now we can't put them on YouTube. I'm sorry, folks. Anyway, I got to run. Thank you guys very much, both of you. We appreciate it. And I'll put mine up on BitChute and maybe YouTube if you're so. But thank you guys. I'm going to turn this off now. Say bye.
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 Bye. Bo says bye too. Here comes Bo. Who's
Bye,
Bo?
Bo.
Bye. Bye.
Bo. Bye.